What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Ultimate 616. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I hope you guys are having a great start to the weekend. This is going to be my review of The Predator 2018. So let's get to it. The Predator series is a bunch of military guys are going up against an alien hunter. If you just apply that train of thought to this movie, then you're totally fine. I mean, they do make a lot of callbacks to the original Predator movie featuring Arnold Schwarzenegger and all the classic characters that we know. But this movie itself has a hard time finding its feet, I guess you could say. So we're introduced to the main character. Honestly, his name is McKinnon. I couldn't tell you his first name. He's actually a very forgettable character. Unfortunately, this movie is plagued by those. But we're introduced to him right off the start. We get a great action sequence at the very beginning, and that starts the ball rolling. And the movie doesn't really stop there. It keeps going with that kind of like mindless wandering, trying to piece together a storyline. And there are bits and pieces here and there that could have been interesting had they followed through with them. But the idea of this movie, the way that they're going with it, they want to try to set up a long-term, like, cinematic universe, sort of like Marvel, but the way that it's going and the way that this movie actually turned out, I feel like it's going to have a hard time getting off the ground. So this McKinnon guy sees something happen, alien attack, and he sets his plan in motion to keep from being like brushed under, a rug by the government, which eventually does try to happen. And we are introduced to the entire cast of the movie. A bunch of crazy lunatics that are former military. They call it, what do they call it? Unit Group 2 or something. I can't remember. They had a special name for themselves. But they all have like mental issues going on based on their military experience. None of these characters are really fleshed out. They're just sort of expendable characters, which actually comes into play later on. For the first half of the movie, they do try to introduce you to interesting characters. Olivia Munn was just I hate to say it, but they tried to push her into like an action, like heroine, sort of, I guess you could say, and it kind of just goes nowhere. She is just basically, I hate to say it, but she's just kind of like a pretty face with a gun. They do try to tie her in more into like the storyline as far as her background as a scientist goes, but other than that, I mean, she does pull her weight as far as action goes, but I just feel like I don't know. I really don't know. I hate to say it, but all these characters are pretty forgettable. They really are. They try to flesh out these characters, give them they give you bits and pieces of certain characters' background, and then they try to give them like a certain quirk that they have to fit into, sort of like the very first Predator movie where they all had their certain thing that they went by. But it's just hard to do. I feel like this franchise is just tired. It's worn out. There's nothing else that they can do with this franchise. And as far as the story goes, it's pretty like it's a very interesting concept what they're trying to do as far as predators go. Why they're visiting Earth, what the whole point of them coming here is, and why they keep revisiting, even though a few of them have died here. But as far as following through on it and whether anything comes of it in the future, it's hard to tell right now. So we covered the characters. We covered basically what the story is without giving too much away. So let's get into what these movies are. They're just action movies. And the action here, actually, the movie starts out great. And then like throughout the movie, certain characters make stupid decisions, just like any other action kind of movie does. And a lot of the firefight actually looks really cool. The Predator, both of them, are actually really awesome in this movie. The first one apparently is here on a mission. We don't get to really find that out till the very end, but when you do find out, it's kind of like a make-or-break kind of thing for whoever the audience member is watching this movie. I feel like some people are going to really enjoy it, and me, I just kind of felt like, that was interesting. I mean, it really depends on the viewer. If you're going there, if you could shut your mind off and just go watch an action movie, no strings attached, no nothing, you're not looking for any kind of award-winning acting, then this movie's great for you. I mean, that's really all you got to do. I mean, I went in there expecting, just some really cool, some Predator moves, and I wanted to see how it would turn out. And honestly, it's just kind of, I'm indifferent about this movie. I'm not really like for it. I'm not really against it. Uh, what they do as far as predator on predator violence, we've already seen that before. We've seen bigger predators hunting smaller predators, but there's a twist with this one. There's an actual twist with this one. There's a reason why this predator is hunting this one. It's not just for sport. And that's the part I said that it's either really going to make a break for you. But yeah, as far as the action goes, it's okay. It's not as cool as the first one is. They try to overdo it, I feel like, and that's no fault to the actors or the director. I felt like the director is actually Hawkins from the original Predator movie, and he was the one who had the Sergeant Rock comic books, and he told the jokes. That was him. I feel like he put too much of his original character into all of these characters because everybody was joking around. I feel like the humor in this movie sort of undermined the tone of it. They were going in one direction, but they had like this extra baggage. All the humor, everybody had to have jokes, was just kind of like weighing it down. And yeah, I mean, if you are into that kind of humor, then you're gonna love this movie. But if not, like me, it kind of took me out of it sometimes. Not only just like the jokes, but there's like physical humor in it too. There's some parts that are just like, why did they even do that? There's going to be a character in there that you're really going to hate, and what happens to him at the end is actually pretty funny. I was laughing, at this one death. I feel like people like that deserve what happens to him, and this guy deserved what happened to him. I thought it was pretty hilarious. I felt like I was the only person in the theater laughing. But yeah, this movie it's just okay. I mean, I feel like it's okay. If you're into this sort of thing, like if you enjoyed the first and second Predator, you feel like if you enjoyed the third Predator as well, then hey, you're gonna really enjoy this movie. Like I said, turn your mind off, go grab some popcorn, go grab some friends, go enjoy a movie on the weekend. That's basically what it is. It's just a popcorn flick. Thank you guys so much again for watching this review. I hope you guys are having a great day. Have a good weekend. Jump in the comment section below. Let me know what your favorite part was. What you didn't like about the movie. Let's just start a conversation about this, and we'll see where it goes. Thank you guys again so much for stopping by, and I will see you all in the next video. Excuse me, just 1 second.